I've dreaded for this day to come. Well, I'm back here now. I'm back here, and something still hasn't changed. Well, I cried a lot on my way coming here. This time, instead of it being my birthday, it's an anniversary of, well, it's supposed to be us. But of course, I'm celebrating this anniversary for. Well, yeah, it sucks. It's fucking dreadful. This place is how I've been here last time. Well, after we met, we came here. We started walking. And we walked and we talked for at least 2 hours. We walked all the way there. Pretty far. And, yeah, that was exactly a year ago. Yeah. Never knew how a relationship that lasted roughly 6 months. I know a lot of people it's gonna be like that's a short time. Had such an impact on me. It was my first. Well, I would consider it my first real relationship. So, yeah. So yeah, it's our 1 year anniversary. The weather is better, at least than compared to like last time I've been here on my birthday. That was the shittiest birthday ever. But it's empty. It almost always has been, this place. It's peaceful. I can understand why she comes here. I think she comes here to walk on occasion. It is peaceful, has its charms. I remember quite clearly about the things we talked about. I should be home studying. Have a final exam in a few hours, or like 12 hours or something. Yeah, instead I'm here. I'm like far from my place. Should drive all the way here to commemorate this. Even though a lot of my friends advised me to not do this, as it would probably have, let's just say, an undesired sort of effect on me for a while. It's like I'm hurting myself and potentially affecting me in my exam performance, because my exam is coming up today. Technically today, yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Well, here I am. I told them I'm not gonna be easily swayed. I'm stubborn, but I've been determined to do this ever since, well, we came like together. I'm sort of a sentimental person. I'd like to celebrate anniversaries. I always remember them. I've done that with one of my closest friends, who he left, and it's been 4 years. Still every December 22nd, I would go to the place where we last hung out, the place where we said goodbye, and I've been commemorating that until now. Like until now, I still do. I still have to go there. Even last year, I took a picture, and I have another picture with him on that, like earlier when we used to go there. And yeah, I grew up. You can tell, like, before he left and then after he left. Yeah, a lot of things have changed. It looks like I'll be doing this as well. It's gonna be one of those dates, December the 6th, morning, early morning, about 1 a.m. Yeah, we talked for a while, like 2 hours and a half, at least 2 hours. And we just, it was a charming, it was a pretty calm, it was pretty calm back then. I won't walk too far. Probably go back to the car. But it is, probably walk a bit, just for the sake of reliving shitty pasts or shitty memories. Again, it's not exactly shitty, it's just painful. It's painful to live through. Haven't walked through this since, well, since we broke up. I've been here last time, it's just that the weather was pretty bad, and well, it was July, so in here July is pretty hot, gets pretty hot. It's, yeah, it was humid as well. Yeah, it was very humid. But now the weather is okay. It's December, so yeah. On my way here, I played the playlist that was playing a year ago, and I haven't played that playlist since we broke up. Sadly, a lot of those songs and tracks in the playlist are actually Avicii tracks. Some of the, it sucks when the good songs bring you painful memories or are linked to painful memories. So on my way here, I played that exact playlist, and I was singing along and crying on the way. There's no point of me recording that, you know. I just wanted to. I don't know why. What's up with real? I don't know. I felt like I had to do this. I had to commemorate this, even though it's fucking painful. Maybe it's just because I'm a sentimental person. I value and I cherish these memories, even though they're fucking painful. So I played that list, and yeah, I was just crying. I was in tears the whole way. Yeah, and moreover, I haven't worn this hoodie that I'm wearing right now since we last broke up. Well, for two reasons. Well, this hoodie happens to be, you know, last time I wore it was with her, and I don't really often wear hoodies, but I love wearing hoodies in general. It's just, the second reason is like she's a hoodie kind of person, so hoodies in general, I haven't worn any hoodie. I don't know, for some reason hoodies remind me of her, even though I myself am also a hoodie kind of person, but also like I can wear shirts and jeans. I do that as well. I haven't worn this hoodie or any of the perfumes I'm wearing on right now. And today I decided to, well, fuck it. Might as well fucking immerse myself in this entire thing, this entire memory, this whole setup, this whole clothes, the perfumes, the songs, everything. I just don't know why. It just makes it even more painful, but not sure how I would benefit from this, especially when you consider the fact that I have an exam coming up, a final exam. That's a senior level course at the university. which basically, in layman terms, that's fucking hard. It's a really hard ass course, and it's a final exam, which means it's very, very important. It determines whether I get a good grade or not. So, yeah, I went against the advice that my other friends told me. I know they were questioning my fucking sanity. They were saying, why are you doing this? It's like, I don't know, suicide. I told them I'll do it. I'll do it. I've scheduled this date for far too long. I've scheduled it. It was something that's been on my agenda for so long. I'll just sit here. Actually, I don't know, should I walk down a bit? Yeah, I guess I'll walk down a bit. I remember she used to, when we used to sit together, I think, yeah, I'm looking for the spot where we used to sit for like extended period of time, and there was even like a, what do you call it? I forgot, yeah, wait, no, I forgot the name of it. There was something. There was, yeah, we were just chilling, and then something happened. We observed something happen. I forgot what to call. I forgot the name of it. I'm so shit. I'm so forgetful. But yeah, we used to sit in, I think it was that spot here. We used to sit here for a while. I think, let me just measure it. Was it somewhere around? I mean, it's not gonna be scientific or scientifically accurate. It's just that I want to do it for, I don't know, the sake of maximum immersion. I'll just sit here then. I don't know if this is the right place, but yeah, I can't recall that part of the memory perfectly. So yeah, the past few months have been, honestly, I don't know how to describe it. Things have changed, and not necessarily for the better. Oh, but to start, did I get over her? Absolutely not. Nowhere close. I swear I swear, I can't, for the life of me, I can't. At least, she's no longer the first thing I think about when I get up in the morning. And that's because I'd like to stay productive. I do not want this to hinder my other aspects of my life. Sure, there is the love, like personal, that part of the personal life, but then the business and professional and career life, I don't want it to affect it negatively. Like, I have a life, so I have more things to worry about than relationships. The thing is, even though I'd like to maintain my sanity and maintain the integrity of my the career aspects of my life, it's been difficult. But what I've done is just, instead of dwelling on her, I used work, university studies, as a distraction. And it's not quite running away from it, because I scheduled this day. That's why I was a bit too stubborn. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I was stubborn. I was like, no. I've distracted myself for too long. I know I have to do this today. I'm not running away from this whole issue. As I kept on distracting myself, I was no longer thinking about her every time I wake up. She was no longer the first thing I think about. But I still cry about it about weekly instead of every day. After my birthday, I was still crying daily. I was still crying daily. I was still, yeah. But then when I started my semester in September, I actually stopped crying as much, and I was working because I actually had stuff to do. I had responsibilities. I was still crying like every other day. September, but yeah, by early October, fortunately um I was participating more in class. I was more active socially, so I was actually hung out with friends and I was talking to them actively. I was playing video games no longer for distraction, but actually playing team based games like Counter Strike, where I was actually like actively communicating and even hang out with friends. Shout out to Shafe, Keith, and the other Shafe. These guys, yeah, I made more friends online. Um, and these guys basically we were regularly playing together. Um, yeah, I appreciate all of these guys. They helped me distract myself away from all that shit, and they told I actually somehow ended up watching that video that I made my birthday, and they helped me. They were nothing but helpful, and I really am grateful for them. So yeah, I was in October things were um getting a bit more bearable. But again, that's only when it comes to the aspect of the relationship. Only just that. Um, it still it still was quite a burden overall. Speaking overall, it was quite yeah, it was a burden. It's been a burden for many months. It's just that I was no longer crying. At least not for the same reason. But I still was crying a lot because it hurts. The whole breakup hurts, and it still hurts me to this day. I still think about her every day. That's definitely every day. I cannot go with it. I cannot. I cannot go on with a day without thinking about her. At least for a couple of minutes, just sit there and imagine her with me. I can't. I can't. For the life of me, I cannot do that. I. Uh, every time I am about to go to bed at night, every every time I go out to eat alone, I'll always imagine her there with me. That much didn't change. I would go. I would go every day. Every day I go out. I go out to almost every day. I go out to eat alone. It's just recently I started trying to make this, conscious effort to um, go out with people. So my sisters, I don't really go out with them. I started making that effort, like every other week or every week. I try to like say, hey, wanna join for dinner? Because they know I always eat alone. It sucks. Again, I'm someone who I'm introverted. I enjoy my own company. It gets lonely as fuck sometimes, and I can't help but during these times. I can't help but during these times I think about her. I'm just sitting there. I'd think about her. I'd imagine her there with me. I'd imagine her eating there with me. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, that much didn't change. Still think about her. Yeah. Uh, I'll tell you what changed. My hair, my facial hair, my hair. I haven't been to the barber since the breakup. I haven't done any sort of facial makeover or anything like that since. I've got a much fuller beard. My hair grew to an afro. I look like a mess, and so is my life in general. That's just yeah. And I haven't seen my dad, or he hasn't seen me since the whole breakup, and even before that, like way before. I don't really talk to my dad. Well, especially on video. I don't really talk to the guy. But like he hasn't seen me way before the breakup, when I was like well groomed and everything, and then he's seen me after all those months. He finally saw me on, or late November. There was a whole family meeting for the first time ever. There was a general family meeting on Zoom, and we had the camera on, but I was far from the frame, and my dad was like, when he saw me, I was like, yo, remove the headphones, because, I'm a headphone guy, whatever. So he thought that this extra hair I had on the side was my headphone. It was actually covering my ears. So he probably didn't see my ears. He thought I had a headphone on. And so he's like, take out your headphones, man. I'm like, my sisters were closer to the frame. We're all looking at the same camera in the same house. And they're like, "Oh, that's not his headphones. That's his hair." And then he's like, "Oh, what is this? Don't go to the barber." That's yeah. I got polarized opinions on this. Like some people actually said, "Oh, shoot, it looks good. It looks pretty nice." It's just that you have to like maybe like just make sure it's looking sharp. Make sure you're like well groomed, just a bit, but just keep that hair growing. It's that afro looks good on you. And then you got the others who just found the haircut, the entire style roastable. They were roasting the fuck out of it. Um, I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I just told them like the current state, like the way my hair is, it's just a reflection on my current mental state. I have not, I have not, I have not went to the barber because I would never felt like I was in the right state for me to do a makeover, or pampering myself, or that, like spoiling myself, or something like that. Even though like, one should treat you should treat yourself with things like that. I was never in the right mental state for that. I'm all for treating yourself. I'm all for like spoil yourself. I'm all for that. But my escape was food most of the time, and I gained weight, unfortunately. So I gained weight. I grew this messy hair. I gained quite some weight, and I stopped working out. Since the breakup, I wasn't working out. I barely did work out a couple of times maybe, but never did. Pretty much after a few times. I was mentally not in a good state, and I still am not really. Yeah, if I was in a good state, I wouldn't have come here, and if I was in a good state, I wouldn't have. I would have been working out, and I've been doing something more productive, and would have been over this, and that isn't really the case. That's not really the case. I still undistracted myself. Still, I've been more productive, and I'm overall speaking, I'm like productivity wise, I'm doing okay. You know, I could do better, but things have been getting in my way. Apart from the relationships, there are things that have improved. Like I don't cry every day anymore. Yeah, that aspect was fine and dandy, but there are more things uh, in my life that just went to the shitter. Yeah, yeah, I no longer cry. At least not daily. But soon after my birthday, and while I was already in the middle of unspeakable amount of pain, my mom was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And that just, yeah, that was, if, yeah, I thought the breakup was just gonna be a really low point. Yeah. Or maybe think that, oh yeah, the whole 2020 sucks. Yeah, 2020 sucked for all of us. Coronavirus really ruined everything. Yeah, yeah, coronavirus had nothing to do with all this shit. Suddenly my mom has fucking clear cell renal cell carcinoma, stage 3, kidney, yay. And yeah, and that's what I mean. But then my life just went just went straight down the shitter. Yeah. And then I was crying for different reasons this time. I had another reason to fucking cry. I may have mentioned earlier on that I don't really talk to my mom. At the point I heard the news, I've only talked to my mom twice within the whole year of 2020. Only twice. Actually, once for 10 minutes, and twice. Yeah, like not too long after. Yeah, not too long before my birthday. I think. Yeah, I called her once. But that, yeah, yeah. So I'm not sure if it's once. I think once, only 10 minutes. Second time was actually way like after diagnosis, before the surgery. Yeah, both were like shorter calls. Now she's got stage 3 cancer. Oh, now, no, she's got bone mets. Means it spread. Means it metastasized. Stage 4. It's advanced. Incurable. She'll live with this for her whole life. Or whatever's left of it. It's fucking painful as it is for me to say. I'm not someone who sugarcoats things. I am not the optimistic, feel-good kind of guy. I'm a man of numbers. I'm a man of facts. I believe in statistics. And survivability rate for her condition, as it is for the average specimen, is low. And then account for the fact that she has a whole host of other health issues: diabetic, hypertension, rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, that's the odds just stacks up way against the average patient or the average sample. It's not exactly, yeah. Of course, it doesn't mean I wish her bad. It doesn't mean I don't. Of course, it's my own mother, dude. And obviously, I'd want her to live longer. It just sucks that that's from like the literature that's out there. It's not looking good, and there are people who just wouldn't read that. I'm like, oh no, it's okay. We can hope for the best. The odds are against her, man. I'm being realistic. Like I was like when I was as I was reading, it just pains me even more. I know my sisters don't want to talk about it. It's a very tough subject to talk about, and I was just there. Yeah, I had another reason to cry. Like I was just devastated when I heard the news. The news about her cancer advancing to stage 4 was in October, if I'm not wrong, or early November. Yeah, the surgery that she did was a partial. I think it was a partial nephrectomy. It was apparently, the nephrectomy itself was successful, and there was no complications that were immediately observable. But over time, after a few PET scans, they managed to find that the condition got worsened. Yeah, that's yeah. To make it worse, my sisters who live with me, they're all gonna go to see her. So the whole family is gonna be there actually to visit my mother. After we heard the news, we should definitely visit. We should definitely visit her. But the only person who cannot go is me. I'm the only one who will be stuck here. I can't see my mother who fucking has cancer. An advanced stage at that. Simply because my passport or my nationality isn't allowed. Even like they don't issue visas anymore. There's like a temporary ban of some sort. Yeah, I can't even see my own mother. The rest of the family we can, because they have other nationalities. They have a more superior nationality, but I can't. So I'll be the only guy who's left out. I'll be left out here while they're all gone at my mother's place, and I can only call her. But of course, I just can't do that. I just can't call her when like literally everyone is there. It just pisses me off. Of course, I should. Anyways, I'll probably even if she passes away while I'm here, I'd be devastated. I don't want to think about that scenario. Of course, I know that's it's. I hope the ban is temporary and I can get to see her, like temporary or short enough for me to go actually see her whenever the ban is lifted. But I don't want to think about the scenario where she passes away and I haven't seen her. It just sucks, you know. When politics get in the way, it sucks. So yeah, issues were compounded. Things got better in a way, worse in the others. So yeah, things aren't exactly great. Yeah, I got over her. I haven't gotten over her, and my mom already her health condition worsened, and I'm stuck here because I cannot go see her because of political issues between countries. Yeah. You know, this is the time that I'm supposed to get like any help I can get. Yeah, this is the time I would have needed someone like a partner, someone like her who would have comforted me in a sense. Well, you can say like you have other friends to do it, but there's not this. It's not the same kind of bond. You have to understand that it's not the same kind of bond where you could. Uh, it doesn't mean I have friends. I'm not gonna sit here and not acknowledge them and their potential to help. I actually, if anything, I have this one friend. His name is Abdurrahman Ahmad. Ahmad. This guy is. We've been closest friends for the past what at this point 7 years going 8, and ever since I left Saudi Arabia, which is where I was born and raised, we still are in contact to this day. And a lot of people, when they just leave the country behind, they leave the people behind. They barely talk to them, and they'll no longer be that closest friends. Instead, they'll just be like this online person on Facebook that you'd see often, like you see online, but never really talk to them. Like you see them post stuff and like maybe you'll like or engage. I'm not Facebook. Wow, such so old generation. Twitter, Instagram, they post stuff and you just like heart it or like it, and yeah, it doesn't go further than that. There's no like actual engagement. You know, guys don't call each other regularly or something like that. Nowadays, I talk to the guy more than any of my siblings and my mother. I talk to the guy way more than any other person, and the guy I haven't. I acknowledge them. They've been by me. It's not that I do not appreciate their their friendships. It's just that I'm saying that a partner or someone, there's a complete different bond. Like it's the complete different kind of bond, and that kind of bond. That now that it's missing, it sucks that it's missing. Because if it was, it would have been one cushion at least that I can. That's like a shoulder I can actually cry on, and it would have made my life just a little bit more bearable with this with the current, like, you know, given the current situation, the current bullshit that I have to deal with. Now, I don't have that, and I'm here to commemorate. Well, what would have been an anniversary, a 1 year anniversary. Yeah, I'm doing that alone. So yeah, probably most other people, I mean, her included, maybe they don't even do this kind of shit. It's painful. I totally understand. It's not something they would do. They just move on with their lives. Move on. They moved on. Probably she moved on. A lot of people probably would have moved on, but by this point, especially if the relationship wasn't exactly long, it wasn't like many years. Um, yeah, I didn't. By this time, if it's not someone else, maybe they would have started. You know, they got back on Tinder months ago. You know, the moment they don't cry every day, they'll just like start Tinder and they'll just start, you know, hunting again. And I'm just sitting here still in a lot of pain. Yeah, and it's only amplified because of what's happened to my mother. It's only been amplified. I had a counselor. I started counseling. There's a counselor at the university. Um, the way I got to start counseling was sort of through some, let's just say, I was not coerced. I'm not gonna say coercion or coaxed to do it. I'm not gonna say that. It was more through. It just sort of took me some convincing. Through a lot of convincing. It took me a lot of convincing, and yeah, but I'm not gonna say I was pressured to do it. It's a voluntary thing that I partook in because it's not the first time I've done counseling, and I know I can, again, I acknowledge the benefits of counseling. I definitely see counseling as a good thing. I was in the mental state. I wasn't feeling like talking to anybody. But I know, like, when, like, such counselors, like, I know that they're professional and that's their job. They've been at it for like decades, and yeah, I know they're like well trained. They know I'd be fine in their hands. They wouldn't, like, they'd make sure I feel comfortable to speak, and that's their job after all. They're counselors. So yeah, I wasn't coaxed or coerced to do it. I was just took me a lot of convincing to start. So I started. It helps. I'm not gonna say it didn't help at all. It, of course, the counselor gives you another perspective, the ways to think about the way you're feeling, the way, like, that's what they do. I mean, they're counselors after all. But they cannot just heal the pain. That's up to you to to basically get over or completely heal. Yeah. Uh, I don't seem to be able or in a place where I can do that. That's not that easy. It's not easy. I wish it's been um, easy enough, but it's not. I still think about her. Still, these are two different problems. Two different problems. My mother and my ex is just two different problems that I have to deal with nowadays, and I just put it off. Like, I haven't talked to my mom in a while. Like, there was that general family meeting I talked about. Yeah, I mean, my mom wasn't talking, and I was there, like, not talking really. Uh, but it was that whole thing was for a whole different topic or a whole different thing. There was nothing. It was a general meeting because there was something important happening in the family. It's just that I wasn't exactly involved in. I don't really, like. I was just there spectating, generally spectating. That's all. There was mostly my sisters doing the talking. Like, they were talking a lot. So yeah, I really didn't talk to my mother. No, unfortunately, I wish I would talk to her. It's just like, I don't know. It sucks. Condition sucks. I don't know. It's a whole different discussion. Why I do not talk to my parents as much as I should. It's not like I hate. There's no animosity. There's no bad blood between us. It's a whole different story. Not something I would talk about here or right now. Right now, I came here to commemorate her, and there's nothing much to do here apart from remembering the old times, the things that we talked about. And right now, I'm just here venting for completely different things. Maybe because there are also very grave issues. Maybe even because I've already talked about it before. I've vented about it. I'm not gonna go on and ramble again and say about how shitty and painful it's been. Like, the gist of it is, I fucking tried being with her. I tried being that best partner. I tried my best. There's nothing wrong I've done to her, and there is absolutely I've done nothing wrong to her. At least that I'm saying that with full conscience, because I'm saying that because I don't know, if I was wrong, I should have been told what kind of wrong did I do. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know. She didn't give me any clarity, and she just left me out of nowhere. Of course, though, when I talked about it to the counselor, they told me maybe they weren't sure of themselves. They weren't exactly. They didn't know themselves. They were, maybe she was sort of immature in a way to handle that kind of relationship that I was seeking through. Something very serious. Something very. Something. Yeah, she was just not that capable. So, I mean, sure, that's one way to look at it. But it's just that I'm the one who's getting shat on. I'm the one who's getting that raw end of the deal, and it's not easy to see any good in that thing. Or, like, there's no good for me to. It's not even good. Like, I'm not talking about good. I find no solace in the fact that she just broke up with me. Someone who I've actually valued, and someone who have appreciated, and someone who carried quite the significance, as I mentioned many times earlier. She was, well, an SO, a significant other. She was someone I really, I dearly valued, and I still do value her. I mean, she still is someone. I don't know what I would do if she would be coming back, knocking on my door. It's just that she could be just a ticking bomb. Things are unstable. I'm not looking for that kind of relationship where it's unstable. I want things to be clear. Uh, at least maybe I got to learn this the hard way. The relationship that I should be looking for is the kind that are stable. Things that I probably should be dating a person who knows themselves. I still can't help but, like, uh, it's the days when we were dating felt so good. I was at the top of the world one day, and then the moment we broke up, just the moment that moment she dumped me over text. Nonetheless, like over fucking text. Not only face to face, like no less. It's just text. Breaking up over text is brutal, and being the dumpy is even more brutal. Yeah, I haven't cried as much, not for the same reason, and I still cry a lot, relatively speaking. But then that's not because the breakup isn't the only thing that I'm worried about. It still pains me. It's been months. It's been well over 6 months. Yeah, it's been well over 6 months. Yeah, well over 6 months, and the pain is still. My heart's still aching and still fucking painful. Well, yeah, I'm here. I'm in the place where we used to walk. The place where we used to hang out. This is the place where we used to hang out, and uh, does that mean is that any indicator that I'm feeling much better? That I completely got over it. If I did, I wouldn't be here. I don't know if I can said that. I cried enough today throughout the whole ride. That ride, I was crying just so much because I was living through that. But then I just came to that sense of not acceptance, but like, okay, that's it. Like, you can say I ran out of tears, but not, it's just not only that. It's just that that's it. Like, there's just this pain that when I started taking the route that I've only ever been to because of me heading out to this way. I've mentioned previously that this place that I'm in right here is nowhere close to the route, like to the places that I usually go to, which means the route that I take here is completely different, and there is almost no overlap of roads and streets or routes that goes from my place to here, and my place to any other area I go to. It's a completely far off place. I have to really divert. The moment I took that diversion, and I started going on the road that I've only been to because I'm coming to this place, that's when things started to really hit. Like, I've already had the list playing. The moment I landed on that street, I was like, that's it. I started bursting in tears. I was, yeah, like, and it just stayed this way. And the ride is about like what 40-ish minutes long, and maybe 36 minutes if I go like 140, 150 kilometers per hour. So I go really fast, basically. Uh, but yeah, about 40-ish minutes. So maybe like the half of it, the first half, is when I was like really, really crying. Yeah. And then I just started like stopped and just sat there and just started to focus on the road, and just like that's it. I was like on the road, just like trying to stay focused and not. I don't know. I felt pain, but that's it. Like, that's it. I was just feeling. Oh, it was just painful. Yeah. I shouldn't waste time. I mean, I have a lot to say. Like, I have a lot to say, but what can I do? It sucks. It sucks. This is like an anniversary that I'm spending alone. An anniversary that would have been somewhat cheerful. When my mom's cancer probably was probably gonna happen either way, but at least if she was with me, there was been some sort of like micro happiness. Maybe then, like, would have been some comfort. Ever since I heard the news, maybe I would have had that emotional support that one would have had from a partner. Not again, friends already gave me support. They talk to me. They're like, they not console me, but something akin to uh, condolences, but not the same. Of course, she's not dead, right? She's still alive. She's a fighter. I'm not gonna be surprised if my mom makes like defies those odds, those survivability odds. So yeah, I know there is some sort of silver lining, but like I'm a man of numbers, but I know she's a fighter. You gotta keep the spirit. Yay! I wouldn't go up to my mother and say, yeah, you're gonna die. That's completely demoralizing, and of course one shouldn't do that. But I'm a man of numbers. I'm saying like I don't have a great outlook for her, but there's a silver lining, and knowing her, I wouldn't be that surprised if she defies it. It's just that the odds are stacked up against her. The conditions aren't great. Anyways, I digress. I have support. It's not the same though when you have that sort of emotional bond that you would have with a partner, someone like a significant other. That's sadly missing. So I have to rely on myself, whatever I can stand on, and my friends. So I appreciate them, and I know I can get through this. I just don't want to. I don't want to think about that scenario where my mom passes away. But yeah, c'est la vie, I guess. That's life. Uh, yeah, it would have been great to have that emotional support. I would have felt much less shit, but it would have been still a bad month for me, a bad couple of months, simply because my mother is sick, so I have to like feel something. But then there will be this escape, this person, this significant other I will always talk to, a shoulder I can always cry on. That I have no access to, so I have no one but myself for that. My friends, they like help whenever. I mean, there's nothing much they can do. There's nothing much they can do. Even this person that I mentioned in Saudi Arabia, this close friend, he's a doctor. So, or a med student to be less. He's I don't know, he's like interning or some doing some he finished his studies and now he's just doing stuff. So med students, med graduates, people, things. So there's like he talked to me like, of course it's not a proper patient doctor relationship. Of course it is. It's but we still talk, like he just gives me like this general knowledge. Of course, it's again nowhere near like official, like something this is unofficial. It breaks protocols. Maybe some people even think it's unethical. I'm completely aware of it, but I go with that conscious. I don't like talk to him as like the go-to person for every and all medical things. It's just like we talk, like he just tells me like, yo, what happens when something, like when this thing happens to your body, what does it suggest? It's not a diagnosis, but it's like that's kind of random stuff we talk about. Like he asks me about computers and stuff and tech because that's what I'm into. And then I ask him for medical knowledge, general medical knowledge, like Doctor Mike on YouTube, similar thing. So yeah, uh, so he told me some things, uh, and that's how I learned some of my medical knowledge from him. Like there's WebMD and all that stuff, but and all the good stuff online. Yeah, but we talk a lot, and we've been friends for a long time, and over time, as he takes courses through his studies, he tells me about it sometimes. So I actually listen and like learn some stuff as well. Um, yeah, well, these guys supported me. The few friends I know. I don't have a lot of friends, so the few friends I have, I appreciate all their help. I'm just saying that there's a difference with an actual significant other. It makes you feel. It makes this whole pain feel a bit more. This whole stuff would have been quite more bearable, though not great. Of course, I mean, I cannot. What would have been great is if my mother's cancer was cured. That's not gonna happen. It's freaking incurable. It's bone mets. When it reaches the bone and metastasizes, you get bone metastasis. It's not exactly curable. So yeah, all we can do is you know make her feel comfortable. Because it can get really painful, and they have to see what they can do to slow down the progression of her cancer. So yeah, no, it doesn't feel. Things aren't great. Things aren't. Things aren't great. So it sucks. I have an exam in 12 hours, and I have to I finished reading stuff. I still have to practice and do some more preparations, and I'm aiming to actually stay up all night to do that. It's just that it's not. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to focus. My mind isn't exactly in a peaceful state. I wish I could negotiate with the professor, say, could you move it by a day? I need some time for my mind to clear up, because this day has been coming for. It's been scheduled since forever. I can't just move. I can't move it. I can't. I have been determined to come here, regardless of how I felt at the time. I was determined to come, and here I am. Now, at this point, the way I'm feeling, I carry quite a lot on my shoulders. I know that. It's just that I've cried enough, and I've had enough. It's yeah. I cried enough. I've just have adapted to keep myself in a certain zone, and I just came here to commemorate that memory, and that's it. I'll have to go back home. Actually, let me just walk back to the car. I expect to talk a lot about how we walked here and everything, but I just recalled there's no point of me talking about every detail. It's kind of useless. There's no point in me talking about every detail that I recall from us being here. There is no point. I'll keep these memories for myself. And keep those descriptions for myself. The pain, though. It ain't easy. The TLDR of this, or the TLDW? I don't know. Yeah. Is, yeah, life sucks, still sucks. Some things got better. Not even better in, the word implies better. Like, oh yeah, like, life is great now, yay. Oh hell no, not really. It's just things are different. My hair is different. Haha. You can roast the fuck out of it if you want. My productivity levels are better. I started talking to my friends. That part of my life is better. I talk to my friends more. I hang out more with people. I make that active effort to engage with people. That part is, better. You could definitely say that. Productivity, social life. Yeah, social life is better. I mean, social life. When I talk about I'm talking about friendships, not exactly relationships. The more intimate ones. Yeah, nothing good there. And then everything else, like the bad things, the things that didn't change. Yeah, the pain that didn't change. That pain didn't change. I still keep recalling those memories, those things I still cling on to. I still cling onto them pretty hard. I still, for example, watch or like read our DMs. Me and my ex's DMs. We'll still like read through them. You know, I still check her status every now and then. I don't like check it every day anymore, but I still like do that at least once every other day, something like that. Still frequently, because I keep myself distracted. And that's the point, and it works in a certain way. It actually works, keeping myself distracted. I no longer have to check her, check our DMs every day, but I still check it frequently. And given the time, or the how long it's been since the breakup, it's still too frequent. I know that a lot of people would have just completely gotten over the whole thing, and then there's me. So yeah, I'm talking about like considering how long we've been in a relationship. So of course, someone who had a divorce after 30 years of marriage would probably take much longer. Of course, I can definitely acknowledge that. But I mean, it's not even nowhere near that order of magnitude. Nowhere near that. So it's completely much shorter in comparison. So yeah, but still, the grieving period is still you can be considered extensive when compared to the average person, or the average dumpy, especially. It's being a dumpy again. It's easier, especially when the dumpy did nothing wrong to the person. If the dumpy was, for example, cheating, yeah, I mean that's completely justified. The person was cheating. That's obviously it's fucking well deserved. Nope, but then I didn't do anything. I tried being the best partner. I tried being the most understanding to the very end. I was trying to understand. I was just sitting there trying to talk, like trying to be very calm and very rational about it. I'm trying to be very understanding as well. Like, I don't know how rational understanding they didn't go to, like, in a way they don't go together. But I still don't, like, I was still trying to be as understanding as I can, right? And then being rational, of course, you think in a logical way, and then you understand the person's, like, emotional state, and like where they're coming from. There's a difference. Sometimes like, when you try to be rational, things do not exactly compute. But then if you understand them, you're understanding, things do not necessarily have to compute when you think about it logically. So I was trying to actually play the more understanding role. So, but I'm still like, I can still like think. I like to think about it. I'm a factual person. I like to think about it in a rational way. But I can definitely be like the kind of understanding person. And definitely, I was trying to be just that. Like, I wasn't really trying to compute, make sure everything she's saying computes perfectly. I wasn't exactly making sure. But sometimes I do think that way. It's just that I remember, like, during she was trying to say, the time when she was breaking up with me, I was being as understanding as I can be. I swear to God, I gave her so much benefit of the doubt. I gave her so much. I was. My friends who know about the details of the breakup, they tell me that, it's. I mean, you're being way too nice about it. You were like, there's nothing I could have done. It sucks. I tried being that perfect partner to the very end, from the start to the end, to the very end, till that last messages, till that, like, the whole that fucking breakup message that she texted me at night. I was trying to be understanding, and yeah, that didn't matter. I still got that short end of the stick. That sucks. Yeah, I still find it completely unfair. I still find it completely unfair how things ended, even though I was literally trying to be understanding and, like, play that perfect partner sort of role. Well, I guess I don't know. Nice guys finish last. So I don't know what's that saying or whatever. So yeah. So I didn't exactly. I still suffer from Like, I still find it extremely painful. But it's just that that pain has been compounded, or further compounded, with my mother's issue. At least maybe one good thing is that I can finally wear this hoodie, maybe, since I've worn it recently, like today. Like, now I'm wearing it because last time I've worn it was when I was with her. Now that I'm wearing it today, maybe I can actually wear it again. Because, today is just a commemorative day, not with her, actually. So now it's just a commemoration kind of thing. So maybe it'll just be more bearable. Or actually, yeah, I'll be probably be able to wear this as well and play as well as playing that list. Maybe it's not quiet, but that's much more doable now. I can also wear those perfumes that I'm wearing right now. So might get back to my perfume habits, because I've only worn very primitive, very basic perfumes throughout the past 6 months. I've never really gone decked out with like all kinds of fancy perfumes. Because I'm a perfume fanatic. Like, I have a lot of colognes. I have a lot of those heavy oud perfumes. I have a fair collection. I'm not gonna say it's the biggest collection in the world. It's a pretty fair collection. Nice set of colognes from all kinds of brands, and very bespoke kind of like exclusive ones. I have a bunch, and a bunch of those commercial ones. Like the more commercialized oud, that would be like the Samad Qurashi and all that kind of stuff. The good stuff. So yeah. So yeah. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but I definitely have to go home soon. It's been less painful or less crying involved, obviously, than last time. Simply because I do not cry as much nowadays. Because I need to still stay in the zone. I need to stay in the zone. I need to stay focused for the upcoming exam. I have responsibilities, man. I cannot afford to fuck this up. I'm trying to apply for jobs. I'm trying to apply for masters. I'm trying to do things with my career, man. I cannot sit here and dwell on those matters, even though I understand my mother is sick and I'm still having this heartache because of my breakup. I'm still suffering because of these things. It's just that I found my distractions that are somewhat more productive than purely gaming. I still game, and that's one way of escaping, but I'm working more because I found it more productive. It's more productive than gaming, because gaming doesn't really achieve much productivity, because productivity definitely working towards achieving that level of academic performance, because I'm a full-time student, right? That's what I'm doing. Like, so my thing I worry about when it comes to my professional life or my career is my academic performance. And as of last semester, I reached the peak 4.0 GPA, AAA, everything, top in the class, and that's where I want to maintain my performance. Now that's a lot of added pressure, but I believe that I can make it. I have that confidence. I don't want to fuck this up. This upcoming exam makes it or breaks it. So I have to really make sure that I maintain a level or an acceptable level of performance, and I don't want to let this distract me from that. I guess if I do get the A, I'll be like proud of it. It's just that there's still this pain that I have to live through. It would have been bearable. This whole shit would have been somewhat better if I had a significant other, her. If I had her. So if I had her, it would have been. If I still had her, it would have been better. At least better. It would, again, better compared to this shit. And my mother's sickness doesn't make it easier, and it would have been somewhat more bearable if I had the shoulder to cry on. And so looks like I have to get back home. Cool. Yeah, exam is in 10 hours. So that is it. 1 year anniversary. It's been sad. That's all. That's all I gotta say. It's been sad. Not as much more as much kind of painful as it was my last visit, which was my birthday. Only maybe because I'm already going through so much. Like, I'm going through hell right now with with my mother's sickness and my work that's pressuring me. I'm already going through hell, so this is nothing in comparison. Which can be a good thing because I can probably, maybe going back home, I can probably still think straight, and I'm in a clearer state of mind, so that I can still focus on, on my exam performance and make sure I can still study. I still have to take a break. For the next few hours, I still need to take some time off for myself before I can get back on the grind. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, it might be more bearable than last time. When I get back home, I can still zone. I'll zone out for a bit, and then I'll get back. Yeah, I should be back soon. Should be back to the grind soon, sooner than if it would have. Yeah, sooner that if things were, if I was feeling much shittier, and if this visit wasn't contributing positively and instead made things worse for me. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have been able to think straight, at least not as quickly as maybe it's. I'm hoping that that's going to be the case, right? I'm hoping that I'd be able to, get right back to productivity mode. We'll see. That is left to be seen. Yeah, I'll see about that. I don't know. Yeah, definitely I didn't cry as much today. But it can be seen as progress in a way. It can be seen as progress. But again, as I said, like, this video's gone for over an hour. Holy shit. Yeah, I've been rambling. I wanted to do this. I felt like I had to get this off my chest. I joke now. Yeah. I actually joke around. I actually laughed. I laughed. I freaking laughed, like, in October for the first time since the breakup. I actually laughed out loud, and I believe it was because of Borat 2. Yeah, Borat 2 was fucking hilarious. I was, especially, oh yeah, when he entered the CPAC conference with the, not with the Donald Trump, when he entered the building with a KKK outfit. Oh my god, that was freaking hilarious. I was laughing so out loud. And he was like, "Hello, I'm Stephen Miller." Oh my god, that's just so fucking amazing. I was laughing my ass off in that movie. I was laughing my ass off. It was amazing. I love dark humor. I love, like, just straight up racist humor. I enjoy that. Of course, I don't know. Like, some people will call it, "Oh yeah, you're fucking racist, man. You condone racism." I don't think about it that way, but I absolutely enjoy shitty, like, humor of poor taste. I totally appreciate that. I can appreciate really garbage, like, trash humor. It's okay. That's just me. Not everyone can tolerate that, and it's okay if some people don't tolerate it. It's okay. I can respect that. It's definitely, it's your preference. It's your humor preference. Mine is a bit different. I like shitty humor. So yeah, I actually laughed. I laughed for the first time, and I actually, like, laughed a couple of times after that. I started, like, laughing out loud. I started laughing out loud. Yeah, finally can do that. That was a cool stage that I noticed. It was in middle October. Yeah, it was middle October. Borat 2. Yeah. Yeah. Studies is a distraction now. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should wrap this up and give you, like, the summary. Maybe reflect on everything I've been thinking about, everything I've been processing. Things are better in a way, worse in many others. I've been productive. I've been trying to keep a decent level of productivity, but there's not much I can do, simply because the breakup is still it's still a fucking burden, and to add on that, to like for things to like snowball into something bigger. My mom's condition worsened. Yeah, and also I didn't mention this, but my closest sibling, right, my sister, got married without like without me or without any of like yeah without me basically. Like she just my parents were there and my little sister was there, but my two other sisters and me were sort of not there. I would love to be there. She's I guess she's gone. That's it. Like she yeah. Oh, so sadly. I mean, what can I do? There's not much I can do. So, but I have much bigger issues that I have to think about than my closest sister being married. There are other things that I feel, I would have loved to attend. That would have been awesome. I mean, it's my closest sister, she's getting married, but I mean, that's something like it's coronavirus. It's cannot exactly travel, and I'm busy. So that's something I can like. It's fine with me. Like, I would have preferred it another way, but because of the conditions and the pandemic and things, that's okay with me. I have no problem with that. Like, okay, coronavirus, too bad. You cannot fly out that easily. You have to quarantine, home quarantine, hotel quarantine. You have to do all that. That's okay with me. Um, Sucks, but that's okay with me because I have other things to worry about. I have my mom's condition. I have my breakup that's still going on nowadays. I'm just hoping that it doesn't. I don't know when this shit is gonna end. I'm talking about my mom, not my mom's condition. My mom's condition isn't going to seem to end. If anything, it's going to get constant, maybe slowed down. But then, as with all cancer patients, yeah, it'll reach to a terminal stage, and it'll just just die. Yeah. But that's like how long that's inevitable. I mean, death is inevitable for all of us. It's just that how long is it gonna last? That's not what I'm talking about. It's about getting over this breakup. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I still think about it a lot. I can't run away from it. I can't run away from it. I can keep myself distracted, but it's inevitable. Every time I'm vulnerable at a vulnerable stage or it's a vulnerable time in my day, I would have to think about it every time. It's inevitable. When I'm sitting alone eating, even no matter how much company I can keep, to myself, no matter how much I can have all kinds of friends, they'll distract me for a while. I can be there with my sisters. I can talk to my friends. I can play games like Battlefield and Counter-Strike and keep myself distracted. Yeah. The moment there's like this 1 minute, maybe I'm shitting on the toilet, maybe like, or maybe like just going to sleep. There's gonna be a moment I'm gonna like think, right? I mean, like, you'd think on the toilet. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like, when we're showering, that's one thing. When just like, when I'm trying to sleep, those are all scenarios where I'm like quite vulnerable because I'm like my mind is thinking on stuff, and I'll dwell on that. I can't help it. So, yeah, I don't know when is this gonna end. It's painful for me. I'd like to talk to her. I can't. I can't talk to her. What is there to be said? Am I gonna get her back? Doubt it. I doubt it. Don't know if she's like ready to like get back together. Maybe she's still unstable. Ideally speaking, if she's not gonna, if she's no longer a ticking bomb and things would have been stable, I might get back with her because I know I can understand. Again, that's me being very understandable. I'm trying to be like this very understanding person. I'd get back with her if I can see that, yeah, she grew, like she can like handle that kind of relationship. She's more mature about it. Now I'm just using the way that the counselor put it for me, and if that's true, I'm like, okay, if she was more mature, and I can judge that for myself. I'm not sure if I can. Maybe I can try to make that judgment and see if it's actually like because the relationship itself was good. It's just that her side was unclear, maybe because she's unclear with herself or unsure. She had this ambiguity. So I'm just gonna. I was just trying to be understanding, but then she just dumped me in the end, and yeah. Apparently, he says that I was like she was like a grenade that went off, and I was like caught in the crossfire of her personal conflicts or whatever it is. So yeah, I was an unsuspecting sort of bystander, and that's what happened. So if I can judge that she is more stable, at a more stable stage. I mean, I've been through my own turmoil, through my own like shitty stages. I like to see myself as like I've got my shit sorted at this time. I'd like to think about that. Like I'd like to think that way. Maybe because right now I'm not no longer working out or something like that. But at least I can handle myself just fine. I can focus on my career. I've got I've got a life to run. So that part is kind of sorted. I guess I'd like to think about that. It's just that there are difficulties that I have to endure. So yeah, there's not much I can do. I'll have to get over that. Yeah, yeah. I'm dragging this whole topic for too long, but really, that's just what's going on in my mind. I would take her back if she can get her shit together. But if she's never gonna do that, and maybe someone else comes along, which I don't know when's that gonna happen. I don't know. It's not easy for me to click with people. It's not easy for me to click with people. Generally, it's again I'm 20. I reached 23, and I just had one real relationship that didn't last for long. It took me 22 years for me to find the first person I can truly click with, and it's like a reciprocated sort of emotion. Otherwise, I don't think I have I'm not the kind of guy who gets the girls line up for him, whatever. Like I'm not that kind of guy. Like I'm not like this Giga Chad or whatever. Like 2000s kids nowadays. I don't know what they call them. Chad, yeah, Chad Thundercock. Yeah, that's like the meme language. Chad Thundercock. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's a pretty funny meme. Yeah, I don't think I'm like that kind of pussy magnet. But it's just that I don't click with people in general, not that easily. Again, introverted, barely. I keep my circle of my social circle very tight, very small. So getting in a relationship is not exactly an easy thing for me to do. Like I'm sociable. I know it's not like I'm socially awkward. I'm sociable. I can talk to people. I'm not afraid to present myself and talk to people in general. It's just that when it comes to clicking with people, or getting into an actual meaningful friendship, yeah, not that easy. And I bet when it comes to relationships, it's not that easy for me to click with people. So I don't know how much time it's gonna take for me to actually get over this and then maybe move on or get into another relationship. I don't know when's the right person gonna come. That's can't tell. I'm not, again, it's not like I'm saying I'll never ever I'm not gonna be that pessimistic person, right? Like come on, maybe a person is out there's always a right person for you, whatever. But it's just that historically speaking, I'm not the kind of guy who gets like a bunch of girls lining up for them. No, I don't really do that. Of course, maybe because I don't really hang out with people in general that much. It's just, again, see, I think I've already mentioned this earlier, but she was sort of a unicorn, like this one person, like this black sheep person that I can perfectly click with. I appreciate black sheeps that lived through things. There's like this commonality, things we can click on. That the way they think, the principles, that things like that is not easy to find. It's not easy to find, and I already discussed that earlier. I'm not gonna drag through points or talk about things that are already talked about in extensive, in depth. I'm not gonna talk about that, but yeah, she was a person that look, it's rare for me to click with someone, and she was someone that I clicked with. Not that easy for it to happen. So I don't know when am I gonna get over this? But I could welcome. There's a possibility I can welcome her if she ever tries to get back together. But that scenario is very unlikely. But that's up to her to make that move, and it's up to me to judge the whole situation. Because I'm the dumpee. I'm not the person who dumped her. There's nothing wrong. I did, and yet I'm still willing to give her the benefit of the doubt that chance, whatever people want to call it. Because I genuinely appreciate the relationship, and I still appreciate her as a person. She didn't cheat on me. She didn't do anything wrong. She was being honest, if anything. She was being honest about this ambiguity, whatever. But the fact she dumped me just hurts, right? There's no wrongdoing involved. There was no one, but it's just that I got that wrong. Because of the circumstances under which the basis under which she broke up with me, was because of issues from her side, and this has no involvement with me. It's not because of her parents got involved or anything like that. No, it's her as a person. Yeah, there's no wrongdoing. There was no foul play or anything like that. There's nothing wrong. Nothing happened in that sense. So that's why I'm willing to give it another shot. If it was cheating, oh yeah, that's it. That's irreconcilable differences or anything like that. No, I can. I don't think I'll be like giving another chance. Not that easily, no. But in this specific case, I think I can. I'm okay with. I'm willing to give it another shot if she ever comes knocking. That's gonna happen. I don't know. If she doesn't, whatever. I have to move on. Move on. It's not that easy, but I have to. Life goes on. I don't know what's gonna happen to. I don't know what's gonna happen to me, relationship wise. Don't know. That's left to be seen. Don't know if there's a good ending for this or. Yeah. Anyways, I'll go home. I'll have to zone out for a bit, then I get back on the grind. That's my plan. I think I won't be able. Yeah, it won't be as pain. This hasn't been as painful as it has been, or yeah, it's not as painful as it would have been if. Yeah, it was not as painful as if it would have been if my mom wasn't sick. Or if she wasn't sick, I know, because I don't have as much problems, so I'll go deeper into the pain. I don't know. Right now, I'm already more tolerant to this added pain because I'm already carrying a lot on my shoulder. This thing is dwarfs it in comparison to the shit that I'm going through right now without recalling these memories. Added burden, no, that's nothing to me. That's okay. I can take this on. Commemorating this, I can take this on. So, positive in a way, I guess. That's positive in a way, but still, it sucks, man. My mother, man. It's my mom. It sucks overall, but this specific instance, I can still maintain it because I got used to it. Not used to it. I got used to this pain because this whole this mode of operation I'm going on right now. It's been going on for a few days, so I got the hang of it. It's shit, but I have I've maintained the level of focus after my mom got sick and things like that. So this thing I'm doing right now, this commemoration thing, it's painful. It's painful. I'll acknowledge that it's painful. It would have been more painful though if I didn't have other things to worry about. If that makes sense, I don't know. Yeah. Also now I will head back home. I'll zone out. I'll try to reflect on this. Maybe distract myself. I'm not sure. I'll depends on if I need it or not. I'll go back home. I'll zone out for a bit. Maybe listen to some music. Try to make sure I'm gonna get back to that right, that state of mind. Then revise. Make that my final preparations for the course. I'm on 2 shots of caffeine, so yeah. I slept late, and I woke up late, 2 p.m. afternoon, and then I napped again after doing some revision, and then continued revision, and then went to eat, and then I took my caffeine, and then I'm here. So my exam's in 10 hours, so yeah, it should be manageable with the caffeine now. With the help of that caffeine, I should be fine. It's just the question remains is whether I'm gonna be able to focus, and I hope I can. I'm actually kind of optimistic about this. It sucks, but the whole thing right now, what's going on right now, it sucks. But I think I can get through this. So yeah. Better in some ways, a lot of really shitty in many other things in life. But yeah, I'm just wishing that things look up to me sometime in the future. I don't know. Yeah. So, anyways, if you watch the whole thing, hats off to you, I guess. It's not that interesting. It's just me rambling and maybe even like circling around the same thing on and on and on and on and on, dragging a topic to 1 hour length. Yay! YouTube ad revenue. I don't know. This fucking channel is pretty much nothing. So yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna get any ads anyway. So I don't give a shit. I'll dump this and um, whatever. I don't know. It's just gonna be there. I don't know why I'm posting this in the first place, because I don't know why I post this stuff. Because maybe just because I really want to help people, like people who can relate with this. Maybe there's benefits. If not, whatever. People can use it against me, cancel me maybe because that's something controversial. Like I like racist jokes. Maybe you're gonna go cancel culture on me. Like, oh yeah, no, get cancelled. He likes racist jokes. He likes to make fun of marginalized groups. Yeah, no. Long Beach Griffey though, that's funny. He does that kind of shit. Yeah, that you definitely check out that channel. Um, but yeah, no, it's just that I hope that this benefits whoever is going through or like whoever can relate to this. Yeah, no, I'm just hoping that things get better, and whoever goes through the same thing, I hope things get better for you too. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not gonna drag this point any longer. So yeah, I hope I can get through this exam in a few hours, and hope it all goes through nicely. So yeah, appreciate you for sticking by, and hope you have a good day or evening or whatever, wherever you are. I don't know. Yeah. So see ya.